Hi, everyone. Dan Eisner here from ZLC Employee Benefit Solutions. My passion as an employee benefits advisor is to find better ways for employee benefits, particularly different from those used for the past 20 or 30 years. And it's this passion that drove me to develop the Better Benefits podcast series. Along with my passion, I leverage my relatively unique profile, having almost 25 years experience as an employee benefits advisor and being the only chartered professional accountant working in this industry in the local market. Dental benefits continue to be important to employees, so plan sponsors want to maintain them, but they're also hard to manage given the annual inflation seen in this area. Now, there may be another emerging threat to dental inflation. In this episode of the Better Benefits podcast series, I'd like to talk about the risks posed by dental industry consolidation and what employee benefits plan sponsors can do about it. So let's get started. So since the beginning of the pandemic, we've seen dental benefits inflation at levels we'd never seen before. Prior to the pandemic, dental inflation ran around 6 to 7% per year, driven by a combination of annual fee guide increases of about 2.5 to 4% per year, plus higher utilization as dentists continue to promote services. Now, justifiably, dental fee guides likely needed to increase during the pandemic as running a dental practice became more expensive. But now that we're past the pandemic, we believe they should now be returning to historic levels. So rising dental benefits costs pose a significant challenge for employers striving to manage their overall benefits plan costs. So dental benefits typically comprise about 25% of the total plan costs, and annual inflation on this portion ranks amongst the highest of all components in a benefits plan. At the same time, dental benefits are also highly valued by employees, so cutting dental benefits to manage costs can adversely impact the ability to attract and retain the key talent to run the business. But now we have another factor that is likely going to impact dental benefits inflation. Consolidation in the dental industry can directly lead to increased costs, which will in turn translate into higher plan costs. And I'm looking at this as a CPA, and we've seen it in so many other industries. The dental industry now is ripe for buyouts by industry consolidators, private equity firms, and publicly traded companies. Sometimes referred to as corporate dentistry, these consolidators are quietly attracted by reliable recurring revenue streams, steady demand for dental services, and growth prospects. As well, the dental industry is widely regarded as being recession-proof, as routine and emergency dental care is necessary regardless of income or employment status. And lastly, the new National Dental Care Plan, which was launched in May 2024, aims to provide affordable dental care to millions that might not have historically visited dentists on a regular basis. Okay, now there doesn't appear to be any solid data on consolidation trends in the dental industry in Canada, but the industry appears to be highly fragmented at present. Some estimates show that there might be approximately 20 billion in annual revenues in the dental industry, but split amongst at least 15,000 dental practitioners. But based on some simple research I did online, here are examples of some of the dental industry consolidators already operating in Canada. So Dental Corp, they own 550 dental practices with over 4,400 dental health professionals and over 5.4 million annual patient visits. 123 Dentist indicates that it's Canada's oldest and second largest network of dental practices with more than 425 locations nationwide and over 5,000 team members serving 2 million patient visits annually. New Look Capital Dental Fund currently consists of 33 clinics across Canada with over 75 dentists and 80,000 patients served. And lastly, Dental Look comprises over 30 dental practices and over 500 dental practitioners nationwide, serving 100,000 patients. So this consolidation in the Canadian dental industry will likely come at the cost for all of us, based on what we've seen in other industries that have gone through consolidation. Naturally, these dental corporations have a fiduciary responsibility to maximize profits and/or dividends for investors. As well, when buying out dental practices, these consolidators often have to pay high prices based on multiples of earnings, and these multiples go up when the competition intensifies. At some point, these high acquisition costs need to be repaid, typically by way of higher revenue growth and profits or operating cost reductions. Any efficiencies gained will almost always accrue to the investors of these consolidators and not to the employee benefits plan sponsors or their members. Pressure for higher revenue targets will mean pressure on dental fee guides and a push to sell more dental services, both resulting in higher dental plan inflation. Benefits plan members will ultimately be caught in the middle, not realistically being able to know when to push back on their dentists. So here's a quick example. Fillings, if they're done correctly, should last a long time, or at least longer than the 5-year time frame when dentists can generally be reimbursed for replacing them. You'll often see that they'll be looking to replace them even if they haven't been in that long. So that's just a quick example. So anyways, we've been facing runaway fee guides, dental industry consolidation, heavier marketing of dental services, and often the provision of unnecessary procedures. All of these will adversely impact dental plan costs and annual inflation rates for the foreseeable future. So what are employee benefits plan sponsors to do? So here's some examples of plan design changes you might want to consider. So one is to decrease basic dental coverage to 80% if you're currently above it. And that will create some employee interest and consumerism as they'll be on, paying for part of it and will be engaged with their dentist in terms of what's being done. Another idea is considering tiered coinsurance. So separating the basic dental practices and continuing to provide 100% coverage for basic preventative dental, because we want the teeth to stay healthy, but provide maybe only 70 or 80% coverage for basic restorative dental, things like fillings and that. Another idea is to amend the dental recall exam provision if you haven't done that already, and that's for the regular checkup and cleaning, and moving that to every 9 months. Typically, we still see 6 months or even 5 months in a lot of plans. So our team at ZLC Employee Benefit Solutions would be pleased to help identify the best strategy for you and your employee benefits plans. Okay, you've heard my thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think. How does this compare to what you're hearing from your current advisor or other advisors in the market? And as always, I'm really interested to know if there are other current topics that you'd like to see me cover in a future podcast. Let me know what's bothering you or keeping you awake at night with respect to your employee benefits plans. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to follow me on my LinkedIn business page, and that's Dan Eisner, Employee Benefits Advisor, to get a notification on the next Better Benefits podcast. And all that information will come up on the screen in a second. Thanks so much.